Hey guys, Kirk here from Kirk's Aquariums, bringing you guys another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a bit of everything. So we're going to be showing you some DIY projects I've been doing. I'm also going to give you guys some moving the fish, showing you guys that. We've got a new tank we're setting up, and so much more in this video. So buckle up, stay tuned, and let's get the video started. So we just put this tank up. This tank we bought today, and is exactly the same size as these other two tanks. Basically what's going to happen is I had a nice pair of black angels that are basically naturally paired up together down in another tank that I've shown before. It's in my couple of other videos ago if you want to go and watch that. But basically they're paired up, and I really want to put them in a tank of their own so that we can get a spawn out of them. This tank just seems to be appropriate for them. We're going to put the substrate in here. We're going to put Oliver Knot substrate along the bottom. Because it helps with the pH and just the water softness a little bit. And then we're also going to cap it with just normal gravel, just like this. So this down the bottom here, if you can see, is the Aqua Earth by Oliver Knot. And then you can see I've capped it with a thin layer of actual gravel. So aquarium gravel anyway. So basically that's what's going to go on in this tank. This tank's going to get turned into another setup. And basically a pair of black angels are going to go live in here. We're going to plan it all out, and hopefully it's going to look just as good as these two tanks. Oh, we've just come back from the fish shop, Paul's Aquariums. We needed a supply run, so we needed some supplies really. We mainly needed fish food, and we needed some equipment just for this new tank that we've just set up. But typical me goes just in to get supplies, and what do I end up coming out with? Supplies and new fish. So I picked these guys up because I've wanted these guys for a really long time, and I've always just really enjoyed this fish. So this is what we call the gold dust geophagus, and these guys, as much as they don't look like they've got much color to them now, once these guys grow up and get bigger, they absolutely look amazing. So these guys are what we call like earth eaters. So basically they go along throughout the day and basically just go through and sift through the gravel and the sand looking for food. So they keep your substrate nice and churned up and making sure that it gets turned over a fair bit. But other than that, they are really cool fish. They are the gold dust geophagus. So I'll acclimate them for a while and I'll show you guys them once I put them in the tank. But yeah, bit of a surprise today. Wasn't going out of my way today to buy gold dust geophagus, but now I have 6 gold dust geophagus. Back into the supply box, we've got ourselves tropical flakes. We go through that really quickly, so we've got a big tin of that. I have stopped using this stuff for a while. I did really like Vibra Bites, so I've stopped using it ever since I bought the Dimax fish food. And I've made my last video was about the Dimax fish food review. So I'm going to keep using them because I bought a new type, which is the Cichlid Premium. So I haven't tried this one yet, so I'm about to try that. And yeah, we're going to get back into this and just use this as like a bit of a treat and see what happens with color and stuff. So I know the fish, or my fish, really like Vibra Bites. A lot of people do strongly recommend Hikari Vibra Bites, so it is a good food. I won't say anything bad about it, but it's just I've stopped using it just purely because I got down the rabbit hole of using Dimax fish food. So basically we bought ourselves a thermometer so we can check the new tank's temperature. We bought ourselves a heater, and we bought ourselves Mr. Face, Oliver Knot. So I really like his substrate, so we're going to use this as a base layer for the tank, and then we put like just a normal substrate gravel over the top of this just to block this in. But this also helps soften the water and keep the pH sort of balanced at around about the 7. So I've said this before in other videos, I really like Aqua Earth, this stuff from Oliver Knot. It's really been successful and helpful for me over the years. I just took these guys out of the bag, just into this container for the acclimation process. And just even like stressed out and looking down from above, you can tell these are going to be some really nice looking fish. So if you didn't hear me before, these are gold dust geophagus, and they are still young juveniles. And once they get bigger, they are going to look absolutely amazing. So basically, we're just going to acclimate these guys, and then they are going to go live in with these guys in this big tank. So hopefully they'll grow out nicely in there, and then long term they're going to get moved from this tank into my big 6-foot tank. I just have to wait for it to be set up. So in the meantime, I'm just going to grow them out in here. So another thing I have to do today is, I don't know if you guys can see or not, it's going to be kind of hard to get a shot, but if you guys can see up the top, it's probably pretty hard, there is a pretty decent spawn of bristlenose babies. So I'm trying to get the camera in there to have a look. You can sort of see them up the back there. I think you can sort of see them there on the camera if I get the light right, but you can see them wriggling around along the back there. That's just like a quarter of them. So there's more underneath him and more down below. So we're gonna try and take some of them out today as well and put them in the fry tray system. All right, I'll come down here because I tried to film this one-handed, trying to put these guys from their cave that they were in with the male into this fry tray system, and the tray basically is just too hard to try and film and get them out at the same time, so I had to just put the camera down, get them out, and now they're in here. I'm about to go hook it up to the actual system itself, and we should have another successful spawn of baby bristlenose, and once they hatch we'll put in some wood and some zucchini and get them growing. So another part of today is I need to build a bit of an air system for my fry tray system, and basically instead of running a single airline tubing from my big manifold into each individual tray, I'm actually going to use this length of PVC here, and I'm going to drill a hole in one end. I've plugged the ends already, so I'm going to drill a small hole in this end, and that should be allow me to put this valve in. Whether this one works or I've got a few other different ones I can try, this one doesn't work. That's essentially going to go in here. I'm going to run some airline tubing from the other end, and then that also allows me basically to just use one piece of airline tubing on this end, linked up to the rest of the actual stuff, and then basically all we're going to do from there is just put a few holes along where we need the trays. So should be a pretty straightforward thing, but just another thing I need to do today. So this is going to go straight in through here. I'm not going to try and do this and film whilst doing it only one hand, because I'm going to need my other hand that is holding my phone right now to basically hold this tube. So be right back and I'll show you guys once it's all done. Alright, behind the scenes of the fry tray system. So the one at the back is the water coming down into the trays, and then I've just installed this one along here. This is going to be the air all the way through, and then we're going to have it attached to this piece here, airline tubing running underneath, going all the way back up to my main frame. I can completely turn all the air off at once if I want to, or I can have it full ball coming down. Alright, so this is it finished. We've put the air into the trays individually, as you can see. So now we've got air going in, and basically like I said just before, we've still got the valve there with the airline tubing connected. So if we want to shut all the air off at once, we can with that valve there, or we can actually change the air individually in each tray with these valves just here. So that is the finished product basically. Now I just add more as I need. I didn't want to add all the tank filled up with them straight away because I don't need that many fish trays just yet, but hopefully we'll get to that point. And it's been some time, and these guys are well acclimated and ready to go into their new tank. So this looks different than the video you guys just saw. Massive mistake, I'll be honest with you guys. Didn't think that putting the Geophagus in with the Blue Angels was going to be a problem. Oh, how wrong I was. I put these 6 in. I was going to film these guys for you just settling into their new tank next door, literally right here. And basically within like the first 5 minutes, these guys were getting absolutely harassed by my Blue Angels. And I thought maybe I'll just let them go for a while and they'll settle in. But these guys are too nice to let anything bad happen to them, and they've been already stressed from moving. So I put them in with my rainbow fish. Now, a lot of people are probably sitting there going, oh my goodness, you've just put fish you've bought from a fish shop into your batch that you're about to take to the fish shop, literally probably in the next week or two. Yes I have. So basically these guys, I actually know the breeder. Funnily enough, the breeder actually owns the fish shop. So I know this guy pretty well, and I know what his fish room looks like, I know how he treats his fish and looks after his fish. And so I am 99.99999% confident that these fish are completely disease and parasite free. So yes, it's a bit of a scary thing to see. A lot of people probably would have freaked out with seeing that. Understand? Because usually when you buy new fish, you do typically want to put them in isolation and quarantine them just to make sure. So yes, this is not typically what you do. However, if you are buying them from a local breeder, you know, there's a really, really, really good chance that they're not gonna have anything wrong with them internally or anything like that, being that they've come from a local breeder. So they've been looked after quite well, and they're just looking really, really nice. Like, they've not even fully colored up just yet, and already picking around, picking at the ground. So this isn't the most ideal substrate for them either. I do want to probably put them in a sand bottom tank so they can really sift around in the sand. Same with these little cories. But this is what we've got for now, and it's working fine. It's not abrasive enough to hurt the cories or anything like that. It's a smooth, rounded sort of substrate. And the geophagus, once they get bigger, they'll be able to just pick through the rocks anyway. It's pretty small stuff, so they do prefer the sand, and that will be coming to them once they get moved into the 6-foot tank. But for now, these guys will just do fine, and I'm really, really happy with my purchase. Even though it was spontaneous, I have wanted these fish for a while, and basically I think they'll grow out well with the rest of the fish in here. So we're just in the middle of doing a couple of water changes. These are the turquoise rainbow tank and the L333s. Made it a little bit murky because the water splashed straight down and now hit the substrate, but we have water changes happening. This one just got a water change as well. So wouldn't be a day in the fish room without some tanks getting a water change. So we're just gonna keep water changing some tanks and we'll keep moving on throughout the day. And bam, just like that, the Oliver Knot Aqua Earth is in the bottom. Now, we're not gonna worry about like trying to raise the height or along the back or anything like that with the Aqua Earth. I just wanted like just a level part along the bottom, just, you know, just to be even. The actual gravel, if you can see over in this tank, we'll move over here, you can actually see the gravel goes up. Now, a lot of people that don't know, if you make the gravel higher at the back, it adds a sense of depth to your fish tank, essentially making your fish tank look sort of bigger, because now you can see what's going on along the back, as opposed to if it was here, you'd sort of have to like bend down, sort of just try and see what's going on over the back there like that. So this one, just leveling it out along the bottom, and then when I put the other substrate in, I'm about to go wash it out, just to make sure it doesn't have all the dust in it. So you don't wash this one at all, you don't wash the Oliver Knot one, because this one is full of all the good stuff. So you don't want to wash all that away before you put it in your tank. So I intend to grow some plants in here, that's why I got this. And like I said before, it helps with keeping the pH neutral and just helps softening the water and stuff like that. So we're gonna go wash the other substrate and then we'll put that in, and I might show you guys me putting that in, but we'll see how we go. Alright, so I've just taken these substrate to the sink. So this is not the Oliver Knot substrate, this is the top layer of substrate. Now, if you put this into your tank straight away without washing it first, this is covered in dust. I don't know if you can see the dust there, but this is covered in dust. And basically this is just gonna completely dirty all the glass, dirty all the water, and just make extra dirt for your filter to try and take out of the water. So what you want to do with this type of gravel, and pretty much all types of gravel, unless it's a soil-based sort of substrate, is you just definitely want to give it a good rinse in water. And so I'm just going to do that now under the tap. It's pretty straightforward. Turn off the tap. The second I move this around, look at that water. You definitely do not want to put that in your fish tank. So I like to clean my gravel, and so basically the way I do it is, I've got the gravel that I need to wash in this bucket here. Over this bucket here is the fresh gravel that I've just finished washing. And the way I like to do it, if you can do it in a sink like this, have the two buckets like this. Basically, get yourself one of these. Don't steal it from the kitchen. Go and buy one. They're literally like $3. Don't steal it from mum's kitchen or your partner's kitchen. Don't do that. They won't be impressed with you. But basically, it's just a strainer / sieve, and we just grow in a small amount. I've already done a fair bit, so there's not too much left. But come in like this, so You got your gravel in there like that. Give it a wash, just like so. Straight in. Super, super easy. You don't lose any substrate or any gravel or anything like that. And that's what's left, all the dirty water in the tub. And just like that, we now have the substrate in. We put some plants in. We actually put an Amazon sword plant in the back there. We put some wood in, we put some rocks in. Now all this has come from different tanks in the fish room. So there's a bit of bacteria on the plants, a bit of bacteria on the wood, the rocks, and it is a little bit cloudy still. We just filled it up with water. Let it settle for a bit and we'll come back in a few hours and see what it looks like. Hopefully it should be a little bit clearer than this. Right, so it's been a few more hours. We're pretty much at the end of the day. And this tank has cleared up quite nicely. It's still a little bit cloudy compared to the other ones, but it will clear up probably in the next day or so. But yeah, as you can see, we've got some nice plants in here. Like I said just before, didn't make it too full on. We are going to put the black angels in here. Either that or I might wait and I might put the rest of my baby Sturbay cories in here. Not sure just yet, but I'm probably going to be that or the black pair of black angels so we can get some breeding coming out of them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It means a huge amount to me. And if you hadn't subscribed already, don't forget to go hit that subscribe button as well. Also means a huge amount and just lets more people get involved. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. And like always, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.